Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a subject to you that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and it is a response to a short video I just watched on YouTube featuring a 20-year-old Taylor Swift in an interview on TV. And a comment is made in the interview. It's a very short video, and I'm going to link it in the description, where she is immediately, because she's hasn't risen to her height of stardom at that time in the interview, she's immediately downgraded by the interviewer, and it's almost a reflex, I think, on his part. But there's a reason for this attitude towards people, young people especially, and women, especially young women. And I want to comment about that because I think I understand the motivation for it, and therefore how to prevent it and control it, because it isn't healthy. It isn't a good thing, mostly. So what happens in the interview? Taylor Swift is being interviewed, and the interviewer says, "Well, you're just a kid, aren't you?" And he's awkwardly trying to figure out her age, whether or not it's appropriate to ask. Suddenly he's feeling uncomfortable, thinking maybe she's under 18, and his head is filled with concerns for liability, and you can just see the wheels turning, right? So, and Taylor Swift is sitting there in her usual poise and grace, and she's smiling and being articulate. And she says, "I'm 20." And he says, "Well, oh, okay, well, how old were you when you got your first Grammy?" 20. And it's kind of a funny moment, but it's not so funny really when you think about it, because the reason people, especially successful men, patriarchs, if you will, do this, the reason that they try to minimize a young woman's role, or young people in general, not just females, but is because it's an opportunity. It's a culture of domination. It's a culture of, if we can call you a young person, if we can call you vulnerable, dependent, exposed, then we can make choices for you, and more importantly, for your body and your money. Let's be honest. That's what it's about. Overall, there's an attitude and a trend of patriarchs abusing their power. In this case, I don't think that that's the aim of the comment, but it's from that culture. It's from the pattern of patriarchs deciding whose room she's going to sleep in, deciding which bank account she's going to use, and who should have access to it. That's what it is. And it continues for those reasons. There's also a toxic, exclusive attitude towards show business, I think, in general. I'm no expert. Honestly, I produce content. I make games and videos and all kinds of stuff, but I can say that I've seen this toxic trait. I've seen the glass ceiling. They call it a glass ceiling, that you can see past it. You can see people successful beyond it, but they don't let you go anywhere unless you know the right people, unless you please the right people, and that's not right. You should be, anyone, female, male, any age, should be able to rise to their own level of competence without unreasonable demands made upon them. They should be able to use their merit and their own hard work and ingenuity, if nothing else, to advance and become happier and healthier, I think. In a perfect world, right? It's easier said than done, but it's also easy to resist the temptation to discriminate, to assume, and to partake of toxic cultures. That's a choice you make. So anyway, if you have questions or comments, by all means, please reach out to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.